Intimacy is all I need from you to me.
Good morning, my lovely Taurus. I see a wasp. Here we start out with freakouts. It is outside, but I might need to close off the window. Anyway, this is your March? No, your May. Oh wow, your May reading. Well, maybe something happened in March, and there is an end in sight, or something is ending here. Well, we will get into it, but again, May is a little like there is very good things, beautiful things, but there's also things that need to be taken care of. So do not step down from knowing how powerful you are. I don't know where that came from, but that really wanted to come true. Yes, but take what resonates, leave the rest, flip the roles. You can be male and you can be female. Again, it's timeless, so yeah, take what resonates, leave the rest. I already said that. Oh my god, that was making me confused. First of all, from the 10th of May to the end of October, Jupiter will be moving through your 12th house. And when I channeled this through, I heard seeing friends as enemies. And I want to take this, and when I tapped into it, because first, you know, I didn't want to write it down, but I kept hearing it, and I feel that it makes sense later on with the rest of the reading, because I feel there is a change when it comes to the way that you see things. I do want to take this first. Obviously, with this, I will say this can be someone else having this energy towards you, like someone sees you as the enemy. So if you don't resonate with it, it can be flipped. If you resonate with it, don't get angry at yourself, or don't be triggered by it. I feel there was a spirit guide coming in. Don't be triggered by it, because there is actually something in this. There's something more to this, is what I want to say. Again, the 12th house is, you know, it is a bit tricky, and it is moving. You know, you are very affected by the 12th house until October. With the 12th house is this energy of just, you know, again, realizing things, moving past it, pushing through it. You will realize what I'm talking about. Because there's also something about your 8th house. Remember, I do feel that for some of you guys, this is actually someone else, but who has this energy towards you, maybe. Or someone who is affected by it in your life. You might even know a Taurus, have a family member, or yeah, well, son, daughter, mom, dad, who is a Taurus, brother, sister. But yeah, not having a clear sense of things. There is this feeling of being a bit lost in the fog because of the 12th house. And karma plays into this area. Karma plays a big role when it comes to the 12th house. One thing I just pay attention to is no place like home. So I wonder if some of you guys are just not feeling at home where you are with yourself. Maybe something happened, because that can actually happen with the 8th house, also with the 12th house, that no, not karma, faith pushes something into your life, like you're losing your home or your house, so it forces you to go in a new direction, or something happened where you feel forced to go into a direction that you're not used to. It's very sudden, and again, karma can be strict with us. And I just heard that is why it's so important that you are listening to what I tell you, because it's going to save a lot of sleepless nights, my dear Taurus. Yes, no one is your enemy. I want to say that too, because it's a mind thing. You might have air somewhere in your chart that really, yeah, plays tricks with you. Before I continue with the channeling, with whatever else is happening, clean it up. What is happening, Taurus? Again, obviously someone else can, yeah, like there might be someone who always drags you into the mud. Clean it up. But I will say, for some of you guys, this is you. Having this energy of like seeing people as enemies, or seeing friends as enemies. Because if you are Taurus, if you have Taurus, especially Sun rising, you can't ignore that the 12th house is, you know, yeah, it is moving around you, right? It is in your area, it's in your energy. Yeah. And the rest of the signs have been going through it, so it might be your turn to work with the shadows. We'll come to that. I'm totally the mom today. But it's not a bad thing. I just really want to point that out. This is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing because it's actually breaking the illusions of things, and it's actually making you unstuck. Which is where you want to be, right? You don't want to be stuck in the mud. Or someone else's mud for that matter. Jupiter rules your 8th house and your 11th house, which makes you feel like you're more ready to actually learn something about your shadows, your shadow self, what you are fearful of. This can be this, you know, sometimes when we want to manifest something and it doesn't appear in our life, we get frustrated, right? And I feel that a lot of the times with that, it's because of a past event that holds you back from moving forward. For instance, if you're someone who has opened a lot of businesses in the past and they failed, they all failed, or relationships, they all failed, and then something comes up where you have an opportunity to do something new, then you will always have this in your back of the back of your mind with, oh, this thing is also going to fail because this past thing also failed, or this other person also broke my heart. Right. Clean it up. Because the past doesn't belong in you. Again, the shadows. Like, what is the shadow about? All this makes you develop yourself in a lot of new ways. There's actually a gift coming when it comes to yourself. When it comes to something that's very Taurus, I heard, that you have inside of you that's being activated. Could be something with money, right? Luxury, because beauty, because Taurus is ruled by luxury and beauty. So yeah, keep that in mind. There might be something that's being activated with that. Wouldn't it be amazing if nothing stood in the way from you and that thing? Yeah. But I feel that you are ready to take some risks in life. You are. Especially when it comes to investigating your mind. I heard someone say, instead of seeing that thing from a pessimistic side, try to put spirituality into it. And I know sometimes, depend on the degree that you have with Taurus and how many planets you have in Taurus, it will be easier or harder for you with that. So I feel that you are investigating your spirituality, your beliefs, again, your mind, your shadows, most of all. And some of you guys might be like, I don't want to do more shadow work. I don't want to tap into that. But there's something that's from the past that you went through. Something very dramatic, I feel, for some of you guys, that is still holding you back. It's still holding you back. And it might be something about vulnerability, being open and honest. Stop being so tough, I heard. You don't need to be so tough because you have a sweet side that actually needs to be vulnerable, be shown. This is a very, very dark card. Yeah. Do you believe in faith? Have you given up on faith? Some of you guys might have given up on faith. Message in a bottle. There is something beautiful coming to you this month. But let's continue with what I got for you. Think about what has been keeping you back from achieving your long-time goals. write it down. I know you Tauruses, you're very good at actually writing things down, especially if you have Sagittarius somewhere. So make a day or a weekend out of you actually digging deep. Do that shadow work. It's like doing your homework. The longer you wait, the more stressful it will be. There will be an opportunity to grow spiritually this month for you. You will get to know and understand yourself better. Again, there is a lot of focus on that. 12th house, my love. 8th house. 11th house. It's all about that. Not everything that you will discover on this path will be pleasant, I will say. And again, to come back to this feeling that I have with this, that I feel is linked together with something that happened to you in the past. It can be, for some of you guys, something that happened when you were a child. And because it happened maybe even before that you were 7, you might not necessarily remember it. Or some of you guys have been to a hypnotherapy kind of thing, or what do you call that? So yeah, when you were trying to talk with someone who closed it down or made sure that you could remember it, or maybe a spirit guide made sure that you didn't remember it, but now it's time to drag that out and really remember what had happened. Yes, your spirit guides are here for you. They are working with you. Because those shadows, they don't belong in your closets anymore. Because every time you open, I see this vision of someone opening a closet to take your backpack to go out there being happy, but then when you open the closet you see the skeletons, or you see the shadow, and you're like, you close it again, right? And then you're like, no, I'm afraid of that. I don't know what it is, but I'm afraid of it. You didn't even shine a light on it, because maybe it's not as bad as you remember. Or maybe you realize that you actually already are happy. Oh, yeah, okay. You're already ready to let it go. Not a thing. Yeah. So the 8th house is really pushing in here. There is this energy of passing away of what has trapped you. It is the house of endings and beginnings. It's a very dark house. Maybe take a look at what sign you have in your 8th house. There might be some clues for something emotional or something that holds you back. Everything is being pulled out. Everything is being pulled out. Letting go of something, someone. I made a big question mark over that. Is there someone you're letting go of? I did hear someone say outdated idea, so maybe that is what you need to let go of, an outdated idea. Like we talked about earlier, this doesn't work because it didn't work in the past. That is an outdated idea. Because you're not who you were 10 years ago. Definitely not who you were like when you were 7 or 12. 8, I heard. 15. 16. 23. So something might have happened there. Something might have happened in 2010, 2011. And I will make a video about that, because there's something happening for all of us when it comes to that. What happened in 2010, 2011 for you? Again, the 8th house, the shadows are never pleasant, but you will thank yourself for this in the end. So let's go to the last parts that I have here before we take the tarot. Because it's also a perfect time to travel inwards. Is that how you say that? Inside travel, to discover more of yourself. And when I wrote this down, I heard someone say what you discover is important for the plans that you have in June and July. So what is your plan for June and July? I feel like it's very exciting, but what you will discover with doing the inward travel will be very important for those plans. But also, there's something I feel that will change when it comes to those plans, but it's for the better. So I wonder if there is a little delay on something. But again, you need to handle those situations with bravery, I heard. And yeah, I don't know what I want to say, but I looked here with the cleanup and the faith reversed. I do feel that faith has a big impact on you, and it's the same energy that came out for Aries. So there is a message coming your way, message in a bottle, a phone call, like someone calling you and being like, we have to change the plans of this, we have to change the plans of that, it's not going to happen this way anymore, it's going to happen that way. And if you're someone who is not good, I don't know why I get emotional with that. Woo! If you're someone who's not good with change, I don't know what that is about. If you're not someone who is good with change, then it might actually again make you shut the closet down again and not look into or realize all the work you have just done. Wow. Well, it could be energy from one of you guys, but I wonder if some of you guys have had like a, yeah, confirmation, an unexpected breakup or something with a job. I'm not predicting a breakup, but if there is something where you're like, I know this is not good, or I know there's something coming here, everything happens for the better to come. I do want to point that out. Tower, our dear beloved friend, right? 3 of Cups, the Empress. I do feel something happens that is very unexpected. For some of you guys, there might also be healing of the loss of a child, the loss of a mother. There might be something with you and your child. Maybe your child is... it's a strange energy, because I don't think... Well, I see that there is a separation from you and a child, but it's not like a custody battle or that the child is dying or something like that. I see this more as like this, a child going to a school or moving out. That could also be. But it kind of is not, yeah, like you're prepared for it, but then again you're not prepared. And if this is not about a child, it's about a new beginning or something you're building up, giving birth to something. Yeah. And I will point out, because if there's someone who's pregnant who's like, oh my god, is something happening? No. Because this is something that has already happened. If there is a loss of a child, or if there is like this energy of not being able to become pregnant because it's a past energy, something was blocking, I want to say, you from becoming pregnant again, or building something up because of whatever happened in the past, because this is in the past. So it's the same energy that we spoke about in the past, yeah, before. The shadows will clear themselves out, but you do need to shine the light on them to be like, oh yeah, it's you. Oh yeah, it's that situation that happened back then. Because if we don't analyze, if we don't pull it out, and if we don't take a look at it and like, what happened to me back then? Like, it affected me, it made me angry, it made me scared. If you don't do those things, then your body is still carrying it around. And if it turns into an emotional thing, it can turn into a sickness in your body. Or it can cloud your vision. There could be something with your eyes, right? What happened back then? Yeah. A lot of you guys, some of you guys, have not thought about this thing for a very long time. And don't want to get emotional here, but I feel that for a lot of you guys this will be very emotional to open up for this, to be like, oh my god, this happened for me. And it was not my fault also. But okay, wow, before this turns into me crying, thank you guys for allowing me to bring you this message. If you are in need of a private reading, healing session, or removal of blocks, all information is down below. I hope that these shadows will be pulled out of your life very easily this month, so that the magic can come, so that the message in a bottle can reach you. But thank you so much for being here. And with that, I will see you in my next reading.